Hello, this video is all about the differences and the similarities of VIPKid and ZebraEnglish. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanne Foster, and I have worked for VIPKid and now with ZebraEnglish. I still have one student at VIPKid that I teach because I just don't want to leave him. So I am still currently on contract a VIPKid teacher, but my heart, my loyalty is all with ZebraEnglish. Now I want to tell you about the differences between ZebraEnglish and VIPKid, and then also the similarities. Now, know this up front. I have no problems with VIPKid. I was not unhappy with them, and there was nothing that made me think, oh, I want to go to another company. That was not it at all. So this is a good review because you see, I loved VIPKid when I started, and I jumped in and I had 46 classes within the first 2 weeks, and I took all 13 teacher workshops, and they gave me great preparation for being an ESL online teacher. So I was all orange. I loved VIPKid. But then something unexpectedly happened. I happened to respond to a teacher saying, oh, ZebraEnglish is hiring some teachers. They're beginning this one-on-one platform for their already existing student base. So I went on and applied and got offered more money. Well, that was okay. I still was, dedicated to VIPKid. And then as the platform developed with ZebraEnglish, and I had more students come on, and then I saw the difference between teaching with VIPKid and ZebraEnglish, and then the communication with ZebraEnglish, and just some of the differences that there are. Then I was won over by Zebra, and I slowly transferred my fully booked schedule at VIPKid to ZebraEnglish, little by little, until now my whole schedule is at ZebraEnglish, except for that one student that I love. Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the similarities first. They are very similar in the fact that they are both one-on-one platforms. Okay, that means you are a teacher that teaches one student. That's what one-on-one is. It does not mean that you have 2 or 3 students, okay? So they're both one-on-one platforms. Both of their lessons are 25 minutes each per class. They both give you a 5-minute break, and then you can teach your next class. Okay, they both require feedback after the class. They both give you the slides that you're going to teach and all the material that you need to conduct that class. So there's no teacher prep on either side. There is a little bit more on VIPKid, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So also, they both do the short notice booking, that if you book anything less than 24 hours, then it will give you an extra $2. Their pay is similar. Now, we'll talk a little bit about that in a moment too, but basically you get about the same pay on either platform, and the incentives are the same. Okay, so you get $1 for conducting the class, $1 extra if you have 45 classes or more in a month's time, and then the $2 short notice incentive. So the incentives are the same. Now, teacher cancellations and no-shows are the same also. You get 6 in a 6-month contract. You also get deductions from both companies if you have a teacher no-show and you cannot sign in because of your internet or your alarm didn't go off. They both will deduct $10 from your pay. Both of them pay monthly. Now VIPKid has some other options, but they both pay monthly. They both pay on time, and they are consistent with their pay. With both companies, you can see your payment as soon as you submit that feedback. It will cha-ching, add up in your teacher portal. Okay, so that's a little bit about the similarities. Let me see if there's anything else that I left off of this. Cancellation policy is the same. If you need to cancel, you can apply for soft cancellations, as we call them, if you have a doctor's excuse or an internet outage, something from your electric company that says there was a citywide outage, different things like that, documentation that you can send in will give you soft cancellations that will not count toward your contract. All right, both of them with the cancellations, if you do 3 in one day, that counts as 1 cancellation. And 4 or more count as 2 cancellations. So again, they're both similar in that way. All right, now let's talk about some of the differences between VIPKid and ZebraEnglish. Okay, with ZebraEnglish, you do not have to have props nor secondary rewards. Now, props is something that that VIPKid requires, and they want props like every slide. Okay, with ZebraEnglish, you do not have to do that. Everything is built into their slide, and they are more TPR heavy than they are props. It's okay if you want to bring a prop in and you want to say, do you like lollipops? You know, or you get a lollipop because you want to give an extra reward. Now, something else VIPKid requires that you do secondary rewards in addition to the 5 stars that they have built into their lessons. With ZebraEnglish, you give out zebra coins, and you give out like 100 zebra coins. So that's different too. I was used to giving 1 star every 5 minutes with VIPKid. I'm giving coins every time they do something correct, and we just have fun and celebrate, and it adds up to their like 100 or more zebra coins. They also have stickers that you can pull down and act as like a secondary reward within their lesson. And then of course they both want that verbal praise, you know, the high five and the round of applause, all of that. But the difference is you are not required to have a secondary reward, and you're not required to have props. Now that cuts down on my time prep for my ZebraEnglish lessons, because I'm not thinking, okay, what props do I need for this lesson, and looking over all my lessons to see what they're about and what props I need to pull or what secondary reward I need to do with the students. Okay, so that is something that's different between VIPKid and ZebraEnglish, and several teachers are like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to do props anymore, and they can just use everything within the lesson. Now the lessons with ZebraEnglish are fully animated and just full of content and scenery that you can do all of your extension activities and your effective questions from that slide that you have the time to do with your student, okay? Now, something else that is different about ZebraEnglish, and this is really exciting for me. I am someone that cannot teach 100 classes a month, but I can be consistent year after year, Lord willing that I keep doing this and this is good for our family. With VIPKid, I would have to have 1,200 classes in a year to qualify for a raise. So basically, I was just stuck at my base pay rate. With ZebraEnglish, they say if you have 1,200 classes, and once you meet those 1,200 classes, then you're eligible for a raise whenever you meet that 1,200 requirement, with 600 of those being the PPT, and that's the same between both platforms. Well, that makes it doable for every teacher that comes on board with ZebraEnglish. That's awesome. That means I can get a pay raise, okay? So that's exciting for me. The other thing that is exciting is that their parent feedback is fair for both the parents and the teachers. They listened to us teachers when we said, you know, we don't mind parent feedback, but it makes us nervous when our raises are based off of parent feedback, and a parent can just, you know, have a bad day and decide to rate us bad, and then it affects our pay raise. Well, they listened, and they came out with this system at ZebraEnglish that says if you receive any rating below a 5, you can have it reviewed and invalidated if ZebraEnglish agrees with your case that you present to them. Now at VIPKid, you can only do that for 3 stars or below. You can't do that for 4, or not stars, but apples. It's apples with VIPKid, it's flowers with ZebraEnglish. So that's great. Anything that's less than a 5, which is excellent, with ZebraEnglish can be reviewed. Now, this is the amazing part. If a parent leaves you feedback and it's less than a 5, and they have not tagged any tags like error correction or pronunciation or anything like that, and they have not left any written feedback, then it's automatically invalidated. That is amazing. 4 or below. Now, one other item to note about parent feedback is that you don't have to have a certain number of feedback, therefore you're not asking for feedback or wishing that those students that book you every week that their parents would leave you that feedback. And that's what happens at VIPKid, and you're continually asking, you know, hey, please remember, if you enjoyed my class, I would love to have your feedback, or please leave me feedback. You know, something like that to get those parents to do that, because you needed a certain number to be eligible for the raise. So with Zebra English, it's not that way. It's however many parent feedbacks you get, then your percentage just has to come off of that. So if you have 100 parent feedback, then your percentage comes from that. If you have 500 parent feedbacks, then your percentage comes from those 500. So no asking for parent feedback ever in your feedback. Okay, so that is awesome too. Now, with Zebra English, something that's different is that you have regular students. Everyone teaches trial students. There's not just some teachers that do trials. And there's no separate trial lessons. Our trial lessons are the same all the time. Okay, so no extra trial lessons. They are the lessons that we already teach in our curriculum. And then you have regular students. Once your trial student converts into a regular student, decides they want the one-on-one program, then they are your regular student once a week, every week, until they are no longer with the program. So again, that's awesome. You get to see those students, and once you get a regular student, then that slot is filled. So like I'm 100% booked all the time because I have filled all of my slots with regular students now. Another thing, there are no frenzies with Zebra English. Parents, or the system I should say, books you on any day, any time. So you don't have to wait for a frenzy and then be disappointed if you don't get those bookings. Bookings can come in at any time with Zebra English. That there is different also. Now let's talk about their students. This was something that I noticed. We did not have workshops or meetings or anything like that in the beginning of Zebra English because it was a beginning platform. But all of us teachers, one time we just sort of met on a Zoom meeting and we were talking about how much better prepared these students were and how much easier it was to teach them than our students at VIPKid or another platform that they were teaching with. And the reason why is because they are doing an AI curriculum. A whole curriculum where they work 15 minutes each day. That AI app can correct them and help them know what to do because it's that artificial intelligence. And then they have WeChat groups that meet with Chinese teachers over there that help them with their English. So then when they come to us, they're 90% prepared, which means we have better classes because of it. It's easier to teach. And what we're doing is we're reviewing, practicing, extending. And that's what they want. The parents want 70% student output, so we're continually making everything into sentences. Sentence, sentence, every time, because they're wanting that talk time. And the way the curriculum is laid out for us, I love it, because every time we are working on dialogue, back and forth with these characters, I will be you will be Zach, I will be Emma, and then they do Zach's part, I do Emma's part, and we get to read the dialogue as it comes down. In every lesson we have a presentation, which is a speaking practice, and we get to practice a public, like speaking event every lesson. That's great for them. And then there's always pronunciation practice at the end where we have 3 or 4 slides that we work on pronunciation by itself. Okay, so those are some of the differences that I really like. And everything within the lesson connects. The words, the sentences, they all connect in that one lesson instead of it being chopped up with, maybe doing math here, vocabulary, conjugations with verbs here. It's all connected within the lesson. So that's another part that I really like about teaching at Zebra English. Now, I mentioned a little bit about the system booking you. Yes, the system books you. You're not marketing yourself and having to worry about that profile video like you do at VIPKid. Zebra English will not overhire. They know exactly how many teachers they need for the student base that they have, and they are not going to overhire and have teachers sitting there with no classes. Now, of course, if you are not a good teacher, you could be there with no classes. Or if you cancel a lot, you could be there with no classes. But other than that, it's the system that books you. You have regular students, so then you have a consistent schedule with consistent pay. And let me see what else that I want to tell you before I end this video. Oh, another difference now. This may not be something that you really like, but they don't have a phone app right now. But for those of us that have been teaching with them, that's not a problem. They email us our schedule every day. They email us every time a student books with us. And sometimes we've even gotten texts when there's 24-hour bookings on our schedule. But as long as you just check your app, keep up with your emails, then you will know what you have on your schedule. But we are hoping that that is in the works, not far down the line. There is with the camera, it reads things backwards. And they do that for their students to have our directions go the same way that their directions go for doing something. So just know that if you have words or anything in your background, they won't be able to read them the correct way. But that's okay. They have said if you teach for different platforms, you can leave that in your background. Just don't reference it or use it in your teaching. And then there's no referral tracking. Okay, so if somebody clicks your link, you're not going to get an email at this point saying that this is your referral and you can now help them. So I'm just left up to making sure that my referrals tell me that they've used my link so that I can help them. So that is something else that's different too. Now, ZebraEnglish, something that we saw from them in the beginning and have seen over time is that they're a very caring company. They really want their teachers to be happy, and the decisions that they make for their teachers are for their good. And so they listen to our input. They will apologize if they've done something wrong or rolled out something without getting our input in it and sort of surprising us with it. And then they'll come back and they'll tell us, you know, we've listened to what you've said, and this is what we have worked out that will be both good for us as a company, for you as teachers, and for the parents of our students. So we enjoy working for a company that truly listens and that we can communicate with and know that we will hear back from them as well. And then our firemen. Our firemen are awesome. If you click that fireman button, they are going to come on the scene and they will contact the parent if they need to. They will give you help, and it's just not an automated response. So we really appreciate our firemen and all that they do for us. And ZebraEnglish is loyal. They're loyal to their students, to their parents, and to us as teachers. And we see that played out. And our Facebook groups are amazing. They are positive, encouraging, not the snarkiness sometimes that you can get on differing websites or Facebook groups, I should say. So that's another plus. That's not necessarily ZebraEnglish, but just our teacher group and the teachers that are coming on board. And of course, they do run their official Facebook group that way too. So I hope this video has helped you. Again, I have nothing against VIPKid. I just have fallen in love with ZebraEnglish and really appreciate how easy it is to teach with them and the better pay, because their minimum base pay is $8. Nothing goes below $8 for the base pay. So that is awesome. And I get paid better there. It's easier to teach there. I don't have to worry about marketing myself. I have a consistent schedule with regular students every week, which means I have consistent pay, and that's awesome. And so, yeah, that's it about ZebraEnglish. So many things that I love about them, and I wanted you to hear about it too. Alright, well that's it for this video. Sorry that it's longer, but there's several things that I just wanted to lay out here for you because several have asked me what it's like to be with VIPKid, what it's like to be with ZebraEnglish, what the differences are, the similarities, so I hope this video helps you. And again, remember, those that have coaches to go through the ZebraEnglish process, because it's a little bit tougher because you don't market yourself, please reach out to us and let us help you and coach you through this process. Just comment below, click on the links. MyZebraEnglishJourney.com is my website. Zebra English Hiring Support is our Facebook group. Find me on Messenger through Joanne Sale Foster, or just comment below and I'll be glad to help you. And remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel because I put videos out each week that are helps for ESL teaching in general and then also in regards to Zebra English. All right, that's it guys. Happy teaching. Goodbye.